Anton, shall we start with you?
Les, congratulations. What does this result in the performance say about the team, considering they came back from such a dark place after Saturday night?
Yeah, thank you. It was great. I knew that we were capable of performances like that, and I know that we still are. And that's what we want. We've set the standard now. We were obviously really disappointed after France, but we knew that we had the ability to bounce back, and we also knew that we needed to win at least 2 of the group games, and the job didn't really change. So yeah, we definitely put on a performance today that we were all proud of, but that we want to continue with as well.
Emma, you wait for the mic.
Congrats, Les. Well played. I just want to ask about the build up to the first goal that obviously you were involved in with LJ. That pass from Hannah that obviously came to you. How important is her distribution and just how good was that pass?
Yeah, it was unreal. And she did another one in the second half through to me as well, which was great. But yeah, that set the tone for that move. As soon as I saw that ball coming in, I knew that I didn't even have to touch it and I could turn. And then obviously when LJ's in that area, I'm going to give her the ball because she creates something out of nothing like she did with that first finish. So yeah, it definitely set the tone. I think it shows that we have different varieties of attacks as well. So yeah, it was great to have that in build-up. Thanks.
Tom?
Well played, Alessia. Georgia spoke the other day about wanting to sort of see proper England and getting stuck in and sort of calling it like a rallying cry. Can you tell us a little bit about what was sort of said before the game amongst the team? What were the messages in the dressing room about that kind of grit and fight?
Yeah, I think proper English to us just means we'll work hard, we'll work until we can't run anymore. We stick together and we know we're very dominant on the ball as well. So I think kind of returning to that's our standard and our DNA as a team. And yeah, we definitely saw that today from the first minute right until the end. Everyone was working so hard. We were really dominant on first and second balls, picking up the balls in right areas and clinical with our chances that we had as well, and probably could have scored even more as well. So yeah, it was definitely something that we wanted to return to our roots, and we know that we're capable of performances like that.
Go to Kit.
Hi, Alessia. You've just talked about how maybe the mentality was slightly different compared to the France game. Was there anything maybe tactically that was different from last Saturday that you think really helped you get a completely different result this evening?
I mean, our tactics change depending on who we're playing. So there was lots of different tactical changes, but also I think it was after the France game, we looked at ourselves a lot as individuals and how we can all be better, and obviously within the team. So I think that going into this game, we wanted to start with that, setting our own standards high on and off the ball, and we definitely did that. And I think when that's our standard as a team, then the sky's the limit. So I think when we're at our best is when we stick together, we're good on the ball, we create chances, and we're dominant at the back, and I think we had all of that today.
Hi, Lesja. So obviously Sarina's the head coach, and then Arjan Furk is your assistant coach. How big of the contribution of this game tactically was from Arjan?
Yeah, they both bring lots of different qualities. Arjan's great; he's so focused and driven, and him and Sarina work really well together. So I think having the balance of the pairing is really good for our team. And yeah, today they performed a great game plan, and we went and executed it on the pitch. So yeah, they're a team that work really well together.
Hi, Alessia. Congratulations. You obviously played a big role in Lauren James' opening goal and had a really good view of it. Could you just sort of talk us through what you saw of it after you played that pass and her kind of technique?
Yeah, I mean, we see her do that in training all the time. When you give her the ball in those kinds of areas, you know, she can hit it off both feet as well. So, yeah, I want to find LJ in those areas as much as I can. I think we all do. So, yeah, as soon as she hit it, I think we all knew it was going in. She's a special player and a great talent.
Great. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
alles draaien valt. Das ist richtig. Ja. Das können wir gerade noch mehr. Das ist auch. Ja. Ja. Das ist groß.
Thanks for your patience. We'll begin with questions from the English media, and then we'll end with some questions from our friends from the Netherlands. We'll take a question on the front row from Anton.
Sarina, congratulations on the result, but also I presume you're happy with the performance tonight as well.
Yeah, I'm very happy with the performance. I think we bounced back really well from France. Of course, we were not really happy with that performance. We reviewed, we had conversations, and how the team responded today was really good. And I think we played a lot better.
You used the phrase game plan about 7 or 8 times yesterday. How much have you been drilling the players in training this week to make sure they didn't make it the same mistakes that they did against France?
Yeah, we had some conversations. Of course, we do it together with technical staff. So that came. A couple of things came back a lot on the pitch, off the pitch, and I think today our decision making on the ball was good. We created a lot of chances, and also the way the Netherlands played, we could exploit spaces they left behind because they, of course, they also want to press high, but they couldn't get they couldn't get their press on us, also because of our decision making, I think. But also our press high on the pitch was by moments really good.
Spoke to Leah Williamson, who admitted this is one of the biggest tests that she's known as an England player because they've never been in this position before. Yeah. How sort of difficult has it been for the players mentally, I suppose? Because, like you said, they've never been in this position before.
Yeah. Yeah, that was hard, of course, because the consequences of the results are huge. And we knew before this tournament that we were in a very hard group with top countries and with Wales a huge rivalry. So that's not, of course, we knew exactly that we were going straight into finals, and then losing the first game. Well, I said it's not the end of the world, but it doesn't put you in the best position. So we know we had to perform really well today, and I think what I said when we started, the team did just really well. How we bounced back.
Thank you, Luke.
It was obviously a good game plan today, but how important is Hannah Hampton's distribution from the back in terms of executing that game plan?
Yeah, well, I think I haven't looked it back, but I think she has 2 assists. So the goalkeeper has 2 assists. That's very remarkable, isn't it? So that were brilliant passes. She's really good with foot. We know that, right and left. And today, she just also got it really right in the right moments. Also had to do the Netherlands tried to push up, and then they're 3v3 in the back. And then when the goalkeeper can pass the ball that way, then you all of a sudden 1-for-1 with the goalkeeper.
Now, are we seeing now why you made that decision to make her first choice? Because she adds that different dimension to your play.
Well, I think we have some other very good goalkeepers, but I know what you're aiming for. I think there were still 2 world-class goalkeepers with different attributes.
Thank you. We'll go to Catherine.
Hi, Sarina. England have never lost 2 games in a row since you became manager. What is it about this team that makes them so able to bounce back from a poor result or a poor performance with the best version of themselves?
I think the players reflect really well on themselves and then on the team. Of course, we always review games, and even when games were really well, then there are also always things going well and things not going well. And we don't make it a disaster. So France was not nice, but at the end it's one game, and you want to do better the next game. And I think it's really important also then that you come together, you have conversations together, because it's a team sport. And I think that's what the team does really well and have done again really well over the last 3 days.
Hi, Sarina. Congratulations. You've obviously spoken about how the players responded and they dealt with that scrutiny. I just wonder, like for you as well, because obviously it was a new position for you, losing a Euros game. How did you deal with that?
Yeah. Well, I found it hard too, of course. And as I said, with the team, I also knew ahead of this tournament that we're in a very hard group. So that it can happen. But then you need to win the other game. So, yes, I felt... I was excited, but at the same time, I felt a little tension too today. But I think that's completely normal. And you really want to stay in the tournament, so you really want to win. But we also know that the Netherlands is a very good team. So same for me, focus on my job, reviewing well, what are the facts and how do we bring people together. And I think our collaboration in the football side with the technical staff is just really good too.
Can you give us a little bit of insight into what the priorities were for your game plan today? Obviously, LJ moving out wide, Jess going into the middle, Alex on the left. Yeah. Was that to provide more structure but still give them that ability to be creative? What were the priorities?
The priority was that we wanted to skip and we want to exploit space, and the Netherlands want to push up, and that we wanted to go over or into players or beyond that first. And I think that went really well, but then there were also moments, then you are on their half of the pitch, then you start playing. And we had some nice crosses too, and we spoke about that too.
Hi, Sarina. Congratulations. You've touched on it there with the changes that you made. You had LJ moving further forward, and she scored twice. You had Ella coming into the team, and she scored. You adjusted the back four, and you kept a clean sheet. How satisfying is it for you as a tactician when all those changes kind of seem to pay off really well?
Yeah, of course, that's really nice. We have conversations all the time with the technical staff. What's best for the team? Who's playing there? Who do we want to play against the next opponent? what fits really well, which connections work really well, what combination of players works well. And I think today that's paid off, and that's of course really nice. But it's a combination of things, I think.
And just specifically on LJ, obviously moving her kind of into the front line, what can she give you in that position, which she maybe can't give you as much in the number 10 role she played on Saturday?
Well, I think that the two games were really different. I think the team was struggling against France. I think as a team we didn't make really good decisions on the ball, and there were so many turnovers that we played them in their hands. I think today we made other decisions which helped the whole team too. We made better decisions on the ball. And of course then LJ came in good positions too. I think she can also do that in midfield. But in midfield we wanted Ella because she has a lot of runs in behind, and I think she played well. She did that well too.
Thanks, Kit. Tom.
Hi, Sarina. Congratulations.
Hi.
I just want to ask you a little more about that defensive switch with Alex moving out to the left and Jess moving inside. How late in your preparations did you decide that was the way you were going to go tonight?
We decided that not too late.
Yeah, and
well, otherwise you would not be in that position. We decided that pretty early so not the day after, but you review the game, then you start preparation for the next game, and then we had the conversation. What do we think is the best defensive line, and then we came to this decision.
Obviously, there might have been a situation, had it been a win by 1 goal today, where you need to be going for goal difference against Wales. Does this kind of give you the freedom to maybe make some changes, maybe give some players a bit of a rest, other players a few more minutes if you go ahead by half time?
Well, that's a little bit complacent, isn't it? If we think that we can beat Wales, just doesn't matter who we put on the pitch. I think we have a very good squad. But we need a very good performance against Wales because they're very hard to beat.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you. Congratulations on the win, Sarina. Could I just ask a bit more about that decision to swap Alex Greenwood and Jess Carter? It clearly worked really well. Why did you do that today?
That had to do with a couple of things. I think the pace that the Netherlands has, and we expected that in the centre. They wanted a lot of runs in behind. They also had pace now with Jess Grant on the sides. And with Alex, her left foot on the left side, so in possession more, that we hope that we could distribute more going forward.
Thanks, Tom. We'll take questions from the Dutch media.
Hi, Sarina.
Hi.
Gefeliciteerd. Ik sprak gisteren een Engelse journalist en die zei, wij houden ons een beetje in met de kritiek, want elke keer dat we denken dat het echt misgaat, dan she bounces back. Heb jij een tip voor Andries hoe hij dat moet doen?
Ik denk dat Andries heel goed weet hoe hij dat moet doen.
Oké. Ja?
Hi Sarina, gefeliciteerd. We hebben het heel erg gehad over wie het best in wiens hoofd kon kijken. Het tactisch plan van Nederland werkte overduidelijk minder dan het jouw. Had je verwacht wat Andries Jonker had bedacht? Had je dat verwacht dat er zou gebeuren vandaag op tactisch gebied?
Ja, we hadden een aantal dingen verwacht. Want Nederland heeft in verschillende formaties gespeeld. En zelfs in het moment wisselen nog wel eens van formatie. Dus we waren op al die dingen waren we voorbereid. En, dus het team kon vrij snel handelen op die dingen.
Verbaasde het hoe slecht Nederland was vandaag?
Nou, verbazen niet. Ik denk dat wij starten heel goed. En wij konden vrij snel de druk op de verdediging van Nederland zetten. En daar hadden ze heel veel moeite mee. En dan, Nederland kan ook wel opportun spelen. Maar de lange ballen waren allemaal vrij voor ons relatief gemakkelijk te verdedigen. En voor hun de hoge druk naar ons toe zetten als wij aan het opbouwen waren. Ja, dan hebben we met onze keeper en Hampton hebben wel een uitweg, zeg maar.
Het is ook heel erg gegaan net over het verschil in het verschil tussen de wereldtop en de niet-wereldtop. Hoe groot is het verschil, denk jij, na deze wedstrijd tussen Nederland en Engeland?
Ik denk dat het verschil niet zo groot is. Dit is een momentopname en het pakt voor ons heel goed uit. Ik denk dat wij heel goed gespeeld hebben en Nederland voor Nederlands doen niet zo goed gespeeld heeft. Maar ik denk dat Nederland een team heeft van wereldniveau.
Hoi Sarina, gefeliciteerd. Je looft net je keeper met 2 assists. In hoeverre zegt dat ook iets over het spel van Oranje?
Ja, dat is natuurlijk altijd. Je hebt krachten en zwakheden. Wij probeerden op het moment dat zij 1 tegen 1 gingen staan achterin, daar heel snel gebruik van te maken. En dat lukte een paar keer heel goed. Ik vond wel die ene bal door het midden, dat was wel een hele speciale bal hoor. Dat vond ik wel meer kwaliteit van Henna die daar speelde dan gebrek aan kwaliteit van Nederland.
Wat betekent dat voor haar? Ook omdat ze natuurlijk nu eerste keeper is geworden?
Nou, dat is natuurlijk hartstikke fijn voor haar. En hartstikke fijn voor het team dat ze dat zo doet. Uiteindelijk, de keeper staat allereerst in het veld om ballen tegen te houden en doelpunten te voorkomen. Maar dan is het ook heel fijn als de keeper ook heel goed kan voetballen. En dat heeft Daphne van Domslaan natuurlijk ook wel. Die kan ook wel goed voetballen.
Nog 1 vraag. Wat heb je met Andries besproken net na de wedstrijd? Wil je dat delen?
Ik heb niet zo heel veel besproken. Maar ja, kijk, ik heb wel gezegd, ik vind het vervelend. Ik ben natuurlijk super blij dat wij gewonnen hebben. En daar ga je helemaal voor. Maar ik vind het niet zo leuk dat het zo tegen mijn eigen land is.
Okay, final question from Tom, please.
Hi, sorry, I can't ask this in Dutch.
Okay,
but
I thought you'd give it a try.
I wouldn't go too well. Lucy Bronze and Ella Toon have both spoken about this being a proper England performance. Is that sort of the mentality you guys are taking this ahead now? Is that sort of one of the new sort of, I guess, phrases you guys are turning to as well?
Yeah, the players use that a lot now. I think we started using that when we played against Portugal and we tied, and then we played Spain. And in Spain, when we played Spain in that moment, it was like really like togetherness and the fight. And there are moments in the game that you have to do that. But at the same time, when you're in possession, you want to... Yeah, for me, it's important that the passes we play is with purpose. And today you just really saw the purpose in almost every pass we played. And for me, that's also proper English.
Thanks, Tom. Final question from Emma from the BBC.
Sorry, just a quick one. As you can see, the Wales game is being played behind us.
Who scored?
Jess Fishlock.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Lovely.
I just wondered, what are your plans in terms of immediately after? Are you going to go and watch this game with the team?
The tech team is already back to the hotel to watch it, and of course we have analysts in the game. And well, I'm a little bit late, so I hope if you stop asking questions, I can go to the hotel.
Okay, go. Thank you.
Let's go. Back to the hotel. Thanks all. Bye-bye.